shoulder. So like that's why it's like I don't do the normal Tim Kennedy stuff all the time. I've also got these like workouts that revolve around injuries and recovery that I'll do. And but like when I went to Cam's, I was getting ready for Cam's, and I didn't tell him this, but I was at about a month before, like I was running a lot, you know, like trying, because I didn't want to be a bitch up on this mountain, you know. And my leg pain started coming back, and then my hips started hurting, and I was like, oh shit, it's coming back. Anyways,
one thing I like to watch is Joe Rogan,
and
but the UFO stuff.
But,
let me look that up.
And he was like, well, your leg
but the latest stuff, you know what I mean?
Of your back.
So this is thoughts on David Krosich UFO claims. I think this is the guy that was on Joe Rogan's podcast before.
So you were saying that you're on the fence, off the fence about Grush.
The story I was hearing is, I'm going to skip a lot of it, but what I was reading and slash what they were saying is that one possibility that could be going on is there is I think we're taking in some of Graham Hancock stuff too. If people were around,
all right, guys, mark wherever you want to go.
1,000 years ago, in some way, there was some split, and a second set of humans continued on, and we're like in this interdimension space where they're both happening simultaneously, and that's where like if no. This is. I'm gathering this stuff from like that video. I'm adding in some of Graham Hancock stuff too, because this kid is also
all right, where do we go?
On his podcast, they're talking about some of the same stuff. An idea would be that these people exist on their
stadium. Get right to it.
Stadium. All right. Let's. I'm gonna go like on the left part of the building though, or you're gonna go straight in the middle.
Go straight middle.
All right, let's do the straight middle.
Different anti-gravity. Who knows what they figured out?
And they went somewhere else?
I think they're not even saying that. Just they're not going to talk. They haven't talked about that, but I think what they're saying, what they're getting at, maybe is that they're here. And that's why the nuclear thing is so.
Get him. Good shit, Blue. Stay alive.
Important to them. They're on the same planet as us. If we blow up the planet,
it
goes away from
so they're here, we just don't know where they are.
And that's where the interdimension thing comes in. That's what I'm gathering out of what I've
heard.
How
high were you when you came up with this?
It's not, I don't think I'm saying it's my theory. This is what they're sort of saying. And Grush is sort of like, that's an interesting thing you're saying. He's not confirming it with them or anything, but it's a lot to take in. That's for sure.
It's all a lot to take in. David Grush is that UFO whistleblower that testified in front of Congress.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, man. The thing about it is, I believe he's telling the truth as far as what he's experienced and the documents that he uncovered and the people he talked to. But how do you know whether or not they're just using him as a useful idiot to just get out some silly story because they're covering up for the fact that there's some very advanced security system?
I'm gonna clip that. I gotta clip that. 3-piece, baby.
It might be both. I think it's probably both.
That was pretty good.
Here's it. You're on the list all the time. You ever seen UFO?
You guys believe in UFOs?
Bigfoot? Ever talked to a hunter that's seen a UFO?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm still on the fence.
I talked to, the guys down at San Carlos, the Apache Reservation, they said they've seen stuff.
Okay. Were they on peyote?
I don't know.
I know a lot of those Indians that get down.
I don't think so. I mean, and it's been like multiple times.
What kind of stuff?
Like something square flying.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Because that is the thing that they describe, right? It's a square with a sphere inside of it, like a black. No, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
A sphere with a black square inside of it.
That's the thing about UFO sightings, though. Something that they always talk about, like they either say it's a triangle, square, circular. Like the latest ones in the beginning of the year were circular ones. And supposedly that's what they said about the whole China space thing. I mean, the spy balloons.
Square.
Supposedly that was a cover-up, but...
Like a translucent sphere. And that's, like, legitimate pilots have seen that. That's a weird one. Because my theory, and this is totally unfounded without any research whatsoever. It's just...
Those are the best kind.
My theory is that they have this ability to make something move in this insane way with gravity, but they can't put a body in it, and they can't put weapons in it. They can't. It's just an object that they can get to move at insane rates of speed. That's what I think. I think the military applications of this thing have yet to be figured out. But I think they do have something that can do things that we have no knowledge of. But the United States government's probably have in their possession something that was either back engineered from something from somewhere else, or something that they developed in a completely top secret environment with the top research scientists, probably during the wars, during World War II.
I'm going to that loadout right here.
Vietnam.
That's impending.
And in Iraq.
One guy.
Think about the amount of money that gets funneled through the government. And
sorry, bud. He just landed too. I feel bad now.
Year in a row, failed their audit.
Sorry, man.
Imagine if they failed your audits.
Oh shit! More people coming. I literally said sorry, bro. He's all like, your mom's a snake.
But yeah, the answer is correct. It says they failed 6th audit with number.
So there's a lot of money flowing around, is my point.
Yeah.
And who knows how much of that money is going to these secret programs that we don't know about.
Yeah. I know.
And if they did that, and they did have the top scientists, and if I was the fucking president, and I was the chief of staff, and I was running the Pentagon, I would want the best scientists. So I'd recruit the best scientists, and I'd say, hey.
That's how we got Nazis, bro. Oh, let's watch that next. About how supposedly Hitler survived World War II and escaped to Argentina. We're watching that next.
You get paid a lot of money, and you get to be a part of one of the most insane discoveries in human history. So this is what we're working on.
Yeah.
I think that's likely too. But then you got to go back to like the Foo Fighters from the 1940s and the crash at Roswell. And you also have to be open to the possibility that look, there's a lot of planets out there. A lot of planets out there. It's very possible that we're not alone.
That was a great episode. That was thoughts on David Grosh. I don't know how to say that last name. UFO claims. So pretty good episode. Yeah. So this is gonna be. This one's titled "Joe Rogan Shocked by Hitler Conspiracy Theory." So pretty much, it's that supposedly he survived and actually moved to the mountains of Argentina. So we're gonna watch this one. Hold on, what episode is this? This is Joe Rogan hunting Hitler. Oh yeah, this is when they talk about hunting Hitler.
Hunting Hitler, all about. This is a show that you're on, and it's on A&E. Is that what it's on?
Yeah, A&E is the parent network. It airs on History Channel, and we just had our 3rd season that just finished airing.
What's the thought process behind this?
I got the guy that was right here.
A lot of people are like, finding Hitler. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. They found Hitler. He died.
Yeah, I mean,
not really.
We don't know.
Right.
That's this isn't like Ancient Aliens. This is they declassified a bunch of documents. They both the Israelis, the British, and the Germans and Americans in the past 20 years have been consistently declassifying documents, and there were a bunch of specifically FBI documents that we were spending millions and millions of dollars actively searching for Hitler after the war. As was, like millions of dollars. Hoover was like, no, send more FBI agents to South America and to North Africa, go to the Canary Islands, go to Spain, trying to find out where this guy went. Tons of real FBI documents with real leads, with real informants, some first eye accounts saying that they physically. So anyways, that's the show, is us trying to find out, sift through reality and the fiction of the allure, the mystery of that asshole.
So what's the official story? The official story is that he killed himself, right?
Yep.
He killed himself in the bunker with David Braun.
Yep.
Before they continue, pretty much, there's also this other YouTuber that does go to Germany, and it's a recent episode too. I think it was like last month, where he interviews a lot of locals, and he asks them, where does Hitler live, or where did he die? And supposedly he died in a house that was like far in the mountains. So I think we might watch that later, but right now let's keep watching this.
Genetic tests occur, and the body with the bullet holes that they said was Hitler. and have said, and that's the narrative, that's the story, that's all the eyewitness accounts that are even in the vicinity of collaborating with each other, and corroborating each other's testimony. Like the closest version, because none of it seems to be very accurate, is that, okay, here's Hitler's skull, and when they did the genetic testing, it's that of a 35-year-old woman. So like, well, this isn't Hitler, but they've said for the past 80 years that this is Hitler. So, okay. First, before we start throwing stones at Russia, let's go back to 1945. April, in Berlin, you have the Allies coming in, wrecking.
All right, guys, I'm gonna push a little bit more to the circle. Oh, let's buy some UAVs and stuff like that. Low key, if I could buy you a loadout, I'm gonna buy one right now because I chose the wrong one.
Guys, they have 100,000 guns. If the guy in front of you dies, you just pick up his gun.
Putting a UAV out too.
In April of 1945.
Yeah, I just chose the wrong loadout. So this is a good gun, the M16.
There is
I just need to make more upgrades to it.
Pandemonium. This, you couldn't. This is hell on earth. Is Berlin, 1945. So I don't know if you could get a real.
They're gonna be
story,
up here, bro. Look, on the green marker, maybe on that third floor, the second floor.
These forensic experts that come in and document everything, and we look at all the different testimonies. Say this is exactly.
Yeah, third floor.
This is 1945 Berlin. It's crazy. So I don't know.
So there's no like absolute proof.
No.
And a lot of Nazis did escape and go to South America.
The majority of anyone with power. The Nuremberg trials were...
This guy was camping right here on the right. I got him.
But it was to close a chapter so we could start moving forward with communism. That's what it was.
No!
The threat of fascism, the threat of Hitler, the threat of killing all the Jews,
no!
The threat of world domination by the Nazis, that threat's gone. What's the next threat?
Communism.
It's communism.
Right.
So that had to be a closed chapter of our history so we could focus our resources and our efforts to what inevitably was going to, the wall goes up. We have East and West Berlin. We're already looking at Korea. This happens almost overnight.
Right, very quickly.
When Patton's like, no, homies, we need to go all the way to Moscow. This is not the end of our war, and we didn't listen to him. We then have been, fighting communism for the past 75 years.
So the ones with power.
The commies, man. This is why we gotta get rid of the commies.
I know a bunch of them went to Argentina, but they think they went to Honduras and a few other places. Where do they think they wound up?
So what you had in South America, both Chile and Argentina back-to-back had fascist regimes. You had Perón, who was part of the Nazi party starting all the way back into the mid-30s. He's the president of Argentina.
Yo,
so
what
the Red Cross.
They're in here, what?
They were facilitated.
Flash out. Oh, I got one.
That guys were able to successfully get out of Europe into South America. And
this guy's down here. He's dead now.
No question that we're talking.
Yep, he's dead. I don't see any of his teammates around us.
High-ranking Nazis made it there.
Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands. And I'm not talking like.
Wait, what did he say? Something about tens of thousands?
I'm talking high-ranking Nazis. Officers, guys like Joseph Mengele and Adolf Eichmann. These are the most disgusting, despicable humans to exist at the time. If Hitler is dead, Joseph Mengele is the guy that would take syringes full of
I don't see them, bro.
Inject them. You have blue eyes, Joe, or you have brown eyes.
Come on.
Let me see if I can make them blue.
Oh, wow.
And then take twins and start torturing them. See if one was good. That's Joseph Mengele. That's the guy that
get some.
Was helping.
I got you, bro. I'm like Bambi's mother to you.
High-ranking Argentinians had abortions, and he set up. Have you seen the movie Colonia about Colonia Dignidad, which is, if you're listening right now, I almost warn you not to Google it because it was a.
Where are they at, bro? You see them around you?
Started by Joseph Schaefer.
Got you, brother. Oh shit.
And Joseph Mengele,
damn. I'm gonna get killed for you.
God. Trial in Nuremberg and made it on the behest of Perón.
Get out of there. Let's go left. Push left. Right here. On green.
Which was another
come back.
safe haven for more.
Let's get away from all that.
Nazis in South America. Go to Meyer and David and Ben Gurion.
I'm gonna come over here.
Israel.
Yo, near. Glad you guys with me. He's in the restroom. Get him.
But what you got in South America.
Check if he has like a redeploy or something.
German-only communities. You could go into Bariloche, Argentina, And I'd be like, "Buenos dias, amigos," and they're like,
This part right here. This part is insane. Look what he says right now. Hold on.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Isolated German-only communities. You could go into Bariloche, Argentina, and I'd be like, "Buenos dias, amigos," and they're like, "Guten Morgen." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I meant good morning. Yeah, sorry, it's 2017, right? I thought we spoke Spanish here."
So, in 2017,
Call that the bombs. Yup. Now get out of there. You guys should push right.
I might look more European.
This is your chance to push right.
It was just them seeing me walking down the street and be like, wow. Yeah. And there's tons of communities. I mean, if you go to Colonia Dignidad, which is now called Villa Bavaria, the Bavarian village, it is only German. In the center of Chile, in the mountains of Chile. Like, there's no Spanish being spoken there. It is exclusively German.
And these are descendants of Nazis.
Powerful Nazis.
Holy shit. This is going on right now.
Yeah.
What are these
nice.
like? I mean, what's their ideology? Are they...
I mean, they're pretty white.
Yeah, but are they like... I mean, do they espouse Nazi values?
Oh, beautiful. I'm going back.
So, Colonia Dignidad, if
you guys should get out of the water, go to your right as much as you can.
So...
fuck.
Problem for Chile that they tried to hide for years, and they got so much power.
No way, bro.
The torturing that they did at Colonia Dignidad on a whole bunch of other high-ranking.
They're on the right side of the map, next to a red bus, city tours.
And this is, I mean, you'd blow your mind if you look into this, Joe. You'd love it. But
to your right, yellow.
The kids, like the grandkids, sometimes they're even more fanatical than the original generation. Have you ever seen this? Where, like, if somebody's away from, like, when you travel abroad, man, it's so cool to, like, get into the culture and get into the food and get into the, like, you're dancing the style and you love the
good game, guys.
Like, oh, I'm gonna go to a soccer game because we don't go to soccer games in America. And then I'm gonna go, but then maybe after like 2 months, you kind of miss home, and then like a year, like you really miss home, and then 10 years, like you really miss home. And you see the same thing in the United States, where it's not really a perfect assimilation. It's not the melting pot where you see generations that are espousing to be more like their ethnic heritage than they are American. They're flying the Irish flag and like, I'm Irish. Well, it's just times 1,000 with these communities because they're exclusively German.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Kind of weird.
So exclusively German and really missing home.
Yeah. So
70 years later.
The second generations I was talking about, some of them came to the United States and were high-ranking white supremacists that are now in jail, in prison, for their
Yeah, the redeem code bullshit. Oh, no, I didn't do that yet. I haven't even downloaded it. I just bought the game. I didn't download it because I didn't know if it would fuck with my gameplay on this. Yeah. Trying to download Modern Warfare 3 while fucking playing. Sleep.
back in time into Europe. Like I'm walking in, it's 2017, and I'm walking in Buenos Aires, Argentina, into somebody's parlor, and all of the tile is European, and all the style and all the art is very German. We have like ears, and not like red stags. We're talking German everything, things that Hitler loved. And that's the style, and that's everything. And then they come out and, like, with white gloves, they're holding their grandfather's memory box, and inside of it are his war medals from, when he was in the SS or when he was. And it is the respect.
All right, so this episode's really cool.
I don't even know.
Check it out, Joe Rogan shocked by Hitler conspiracy theory. Let's choose another video to watch.
In their hands, white gloves. No, I can't. First of all, Tim can't touch it. That's but I can appreciate it. And then they tell me the story of every single one of these things and how he got there.
Oh, let's look at this one. Randall Carson and Graham Hancock on the lost technology of, I'm pretty sure of, and the Great Pyramids. Yep. So this is a great episode right here.
You're not ready for it.
The Joe Rogan experience.
Now, the Great Pyramid of Giza is probably the most stunning of all these ancient structures. And the stones are immense, and some of them were cut from a quarry that's hundreds of miles away. How do you think they did it?
Well, some of them, the granite in the Great Pyramid comes from more than
down there.
Miles
okay.
South. If you look at the famous King's Chamber, its walls and its roof are the ceiling of the King's Chamber.
You guys got a couple people on you.
Gigantic granite blocks.
Stunning detail.
Stunning detail. Those blocks on the the roof of the King's Chamber weigh 70 tons each. Now, Egyptologists will tell you that, they could move heavy blocks because they put them on wet sand and they push them along on wet sand. Well, maybe if you're just at ground level, that will do. But when you're 350 feet above the ground,
where were they, bro?
The King's Chamber, that won't do it at all. I don't know.
I'm gonna mute you then.
All I know is they did it. I don't think anybody knows how they did it, how they lifted those.
All right, there you go.
They brought them up to that.
Pretty sure he's a good guy.
Again,
just, streaming right now, bro.
It was this ancient
Come on, call this in already.
Years ago, that wiped that from the human memory banks almost completely. Not entirely completely because there were survivors, but removed most of it. The Randall will tell you, sea level rise, it creates a powerful high energy zone. Anything that was existing on those flooded coastlines has just been pounded to hell. I mean, talk about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a lot more energetic than now. I mean, imagine your sea level rising at 3 or 4 times at least faster than we've seen rise in the last century. And within there, juxtaposed are these episodes of very...
Damn.
So, we're talking about a very energetic intertidal. And anything that's there, short of large megalithic blocks, is going to be utterly obliterated by the time the process is through. And I think that this is one of the things that, the archaeologists and the prehistorians, people who are looking at that, have failed to take into account the severity of these events we're talking about. Because the question always is, where are the artifacts? Where's the pottery? Where is the evidence that this civilization exists? And I have 2 responses. One, you don't realize the extent of the total remodeling of this planetary surface that took place. Because, I mean, we could get into some of the stuff here. I have tons of images where I think maybe we'll get a chance to pull up a couple of really awesome drones before we're done. But once you begin to wrap your head around this, you go, really? It's like, imagine that you drop an atomic bomb on a city and it completely obliterates it. And then a short while later, you drop another one on the same place. What's going to be left? And then 10,000 years, 20,000 years goes by. What are you going to find? What are you going to look for? It's going to be just rubble that gets reincorporated just into the geological stratum. And it's going to be very difficult to differentiate, for example, from what's called a conglomeratic rock, which is basically we have just a huge jumble of broken rock cemented together. Right now within there could be all kinds of stuff that's not even recognized as being artificial in the sense that humans had anything to do with it. The other thing is when we talk about these ancient technologies, if we're only looking for a mere reflection of ourselves, we could overlook it completely, because I think there's evidence that exists now. I mean, some modern researchers whose work has been buried or suppressed, I think we're getting very close to rediscovering some of the things that our ancient ancestors were up to. And maybe this would be worth a whole show itself. We could dive into this, and I don't want to get into that.
GG, boys.
X-ray down.